Hello, and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do join us, help us reach more people. Please share the broadcast. We need to really get a few things going. Please help us share this broadcast now, please. So please do help us share it as you're coming in. We need to get a few things done. We really appreciate your support. So we're gonna be good afternoon and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Hope you can hear me. We will be asking you to please help us share the broadcast as you're coming in. So we'll be doing a few checks here and there to make sure that everything is running as it should. So if you can, we can be in touch. This program is going to be a lot of it in English. We may speak some Yoruba later on, but in between it. But what we're trying to do is to really continue with the awareness for both Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas, all of us. The topic that we're going to talk about is going to be it's a sensitive topic, but it is very important we talk about it, and we need to be able to discuss at length as to where the problems that we face lies and how we go about tackling it. So, but before we go ahead and do that, I think you all know now, we're going to play this song here. We're going to play this song. Let me know if you can.
Citizen AY. My people, I throw it a loop. Hey, hey. Make I hear.
Listen.
Determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna city, any inside country where you dey. Oh, Atiku, Emilokon, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Now the solution, now it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time don't knock,
Bagang,
Yoruba
wake up,
man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination.
Listen.
Now you're right, you. How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? Una go dey suffer? How long? Una go dey suffer? How long? Oh, how long? Una go dey suffer? Yoruba land na your land, yo. Middle belt na your land, yo. Hausa land na your land, yo. Biafra land na your land, yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh.
Yes, so ra 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 oh, ra 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 ra. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. We really need your support. We need to help grow the platform. For those of you that have already done so, we are grateful for your support. We urge you to continue to help us. We welcome you on board. If you haven't subscribed, please go down to Citizen AY. Thank you very much for those of you who are joining us as you gain the broadcast. So subscribe as you're watching. I am pinning the link for the Citizen AY on YouTube because we need to grow that platform. As you know, there's a multiple platform we have. Citizen AY, which is principally aimed at everybody who are speaking Pidgin and broken English, including Yorubas, Igbos, Middle Beltons, even the houses. So it is really important. The job of what we do on here is to try and explain in detail. As you all know, we're a bit of a something of a, of a knowledgeable fellow in the area of the Nigerian Constitution. We've been really looking at that closely for quite a long time. From 2018, I would say. That's when we started looking at it. So we've broken that down on many occasions. And what we're trying to do now is to tie the knowledge of the Constitution with the actions that the people need to take. There is a huge gap between that middle. And that's what we're trying to wake up our people. And begin to get us to take the necessary action that we need to take. Now, please don't take offense to what I'm about to say in terms of religion. Everybody is entitled to religion, and indeed, I would say, whatever you choose to do on a personal level, that is absolutely a must. You must do that. But one of the things we have to really understand in this discussion is that if you are going to conflate your personal belief with the things that need to be sorted out on a, how can I put it? On a national level or on a local level or at a state level, then that is no longer religion. And that is that's the bit that I really want to really, and explain and break down further. And I will be giving some examples. As it says in the picture, as you can see in the picture, the picture says to you clearly, it says, religious institutions are not the solution. They are mere illusions. We must collectively confront the politicians in their offices. It is time to wake up in our society. So what we are trying to do here, please do share this broadcast. What we are trying to do is to encourage our people to begin to look at things with a new pair of eyes. We've been conditioned to view and accept the people who have illegally put themselves in positions of authority over us without our consent. We've been conditioned to accept illegality as legal. And unless and until we all relearn how we challenge those false institutions and how we actually get them to do the things we need, nothing will change. Please, when I'm saying this, I greet everybody who's joining me. Star Babbitt, welcome on board. I think there's a few other people there. I'm just checking as I'm going along. So if you're watching me on Ududua TV Radio, I bid you good afternoon. If you're on Citizen AY, I also bid you good afternoon. So if I don't see your name, I'm flipping between the two channels as much as I can. But of course, what I want us all to do as we are doing this is all the while, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. Subscribe, share, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. We need to continue to reach more people and raise the level of awareness. I'm happy to say that it seems like the broadcast is somewhat stable. So we are not going to hopefully that stays that way, and you can all hear me. So I'm constantly checking it so that it doesn't happen like they did the last time, whereby everything just went off the rails and we just lost the plot. But we can only do our best. So let me greet everybody. I'm just going to go to the other platform. And all the while, meantime, as you're watching, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button and of course, give us a thumbs up. Now, so let's go into the discussion proper again. Now, one of the things you will see in the picture behind me, and I'll see if I can bring that picture up. Let me just do something quickly with that if I can. I want you to, let me see, can I do that? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. No, I'll leave it like that. You can see the pictures before me. So in the picture, there is a mosque and there is also a church. Now, on a personal level, please let me be very, very clear. For you personally, if that's what you wish to do, let's be very, very clear. That is entirely something you should do. Nobody's telling you don't to do something for yourself personally. But the issue here is this. That for as long as we ignore the very people who have put on the positions that we're in, and we go to the churches and the mosques to pray for solution and salvation, that is where the problem lies. So you understand me? Let me give you an example. In the UK, the number of churches and of people going to churches is less than 1 million. It's less than 1 million now. And there's a reason for that. The people don't go to the church because oftentimes it is a personal thing. The numbers who are good, you want to go because for whatever reason. But it's not because that there is no water, there is no road, there is no school, there is no bridges, there is no hospital. Can you see that? That is the thing that we really need to understand in all of this. So when I'm saying this, Mazi Uba, thank you very much. Israel Phillips, thank you very much for joining us. So I'm hoping to, by explaining this, please, as you're coming in, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really need to awaken our people. We've been put to sleep by mental conditioning, by use of religions. They've conditioned us to believe that whatever is said is what is, and we can't question it. And those who are governing us are working. Many of them, you see, they say Alaji or I'm Christian. They're using it as a cover to carry out their own agenda. That is what I want us to really understand in it. They are using it as a cover for their agenda of oppressing us in our own land. And we have to understand that. So what I'm trying to do in this broadcast is to raise the level of consciousness within us. Please do help us share the broadcast. Let us reach as many people as possible. Let us get this awareness up. So, what do I mean by they use it as a cover? The recent case of the judgment, the recent issue whereby the governors and the state house of assemblies, all 27 of them, they all sat in a room in the quiet, away from the gaze of the public, and decided to reject the financial and administrative autonomy for local government. They did that in their offices. So let me show you what I mean. If I can get a picture up. I hope this will not slow things up somewhat. I hope not. I'm hoping it doesn't. But I'm trying to show you what I hopefully this will allow me. So let me see. Is that gonna do it? I think so. No, that's not it. Okay. So I'm just gonna show you that you see those offices, they did this on the quiet, and you didn't know about it. What I'm trying to tell you is this: the those decisions were taken. They were taken in secret, behind your back, in the various buildings that I'm about to show you. They weren't taken, these things were not taken, that were not done in the churches. The churches played no part in making the decision that is impacting your life. The fact that you haven't gotten the water is not because of the church or the mosque. It is because of the people who are in government. They may go to the church, they may go to the mosque, but the thing we need to understand is that the people who have put us in this mess are using the church and the mosque as a distraction so that we never confront them. What I'm trying to get us to do is to begin to confront them. Paul Edosa, thank you very much. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Jail Friday, thank you very much. Again, I support that. We call for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we continue to advocate for that at all times. So, those of you watching this broadcast, please do take the time, share it. You can share it now or share it after. Subscribe to the channel Citizen AY. It's pinned onto the broadcast as you're watching. And please, we urge you to help us grow the platform. And for those of you that's already subscribed, we thank you all so much. And as you see it on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe and hit notification button. Give us thumbs up. Share it to family and friends, because what we want to do is to begin to educate us and retrain our thinking. A lot of us, myself included, I will be honest with you, I had believed that all my solution, all the problems that we had required me to trust in God, to trust in Jesus, or to trust in, all of that. And I'm telling you because I've been in that situation. Now, I have a different opinion. That doesn't mean you shouldn't hold on to your beliefs. Please, I'm not saying that. But I'm just trying to give you the thought process behind how we got to where we got to. Why we are not able to move forward within our society. Give me a minute, please. So, okay, now. So, it is very important to understand that it is one thing to be devoted to, your religion and to pray and everything and all of that. But when that religion and the is now the only thing that you focus on in trying to solve all of your problems, your health issues, your road issues, your water, your life, your school, your bridges, then it's a problem, because that religion has nothing to do with the problem that you face. And those who have willingly give you, if you notice in our climes, the Bible and the Quran are easy to be given away. They are easy to be given away in the churches and the mosques. You get it. You quote by people recite it. And the idea is to get people to focus that, in the prayer, in the things that we say, everything to God in prayer and all of that stuff. Because I've been in this, and I'm not trying to really belittle anybody. But what I want us to understand is the next steps of what we're trying to do here is, give you an example. If you cut your finger and you're bleeding, what do? You stop the bleeding. Either you put a plaster, put it under running water, hold it tight, put a cotton wool, and let the bleeding stop. What you don't do is to ignore the bleeding and be doing your face and saying something is wrong and ignore it. Now, that is what we are doing, all of us, subconsciously unaware of it. We are doing that every time there's a problem in our community. We don't have roads, we don't have water, we don't have schools, we don't have bridges, we don't have safety, we don't have, whatever it is that we don't have, that is something that should be the government, the job of the government. We now go and pray in the church. We spend night vigil. We go to the mosque. We do all of that, hoping that by praying, the solution to the problem that we all face collectively, although we're thinking of it individually, and that's the problem. This is a problem that we all face collectively, but we all think of we've been so conditioned to think, oh, God, just help me. Just help me. If I'm okay, if I'm fine, I'm okay. No. And that is part of the thought process they've really subtly put in our minds from young. From young, you are either Christian or Islam, and you are taught to believe in that and not to question authority. But the authority that is in place in Nigeria is fraudulent. It is fraudulent. So I'm hoping that this is to provoke our thought process to make us think differently. So now, the next thing I'm going to show you, I'll show you some pictures. The mosque that you see here, the mosque and the churches, they are not going to provide the solution. However much, we can pray for the next 3,000 years. You know why? Because they were not the source of the problem that we face. They are not the source of the problem. They did not create the problems. The pastor, the imam, they had no hand in creating your problem. So they can't solve your problem. No matter how much you go into the space and pray to the Most High to help you solve the problem, they can't solve it. What we have got to begin to do is to go to this place, the governor's office, the State House of Assemblies, National Assembly, because they are the ones who make the laws that impact your life. Let me say that again. The governor's office, the State House of Assemblies, and the National Assembly. Those are the places where they make the laws that are impacting your life on a daily basis. So it will make no sense. It will make zero sense if you now abandon that reality and you now go to the church and pray. Particularly when your prayer is relating to trying to solve health issues. In the UK, if you have a problem with your health, you go to the hospital. Because the government has failed to provide us with hospital in contraction Nigeria, all over the place, what do? We turn to prayer. Prayer now becomes our salvation. But the problem, who caused the problem, they are silent, they don't take any responsibility. And that's because we have not been holding them to account. And I'm hoping that by doing programs like this, we can begin to awaken our minds to actually look at where the problem lies. So, when you don't have roads in your community, you don't have schools, you don't have water, you don't have bridges, you don't have any of those things, no infrastructure. Fine, you pray to God for divine wisdom and all of that. But to solve the problem, we need to go to who created those problems. The problems are created by your governors, by your State House of Assemblies, by your National Assemblies, by the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. I'm going to state this now. From the 5th of May of 1999, 5th of May of 1999, the minute that they illegally put this fraudulent 1999 Constitution on us, no local government, that's 23 years ago now, no local government has had autonomy from the beginning. So that means for over 23 years, our prayers in the churches and the mosques to try and get better life, to get, for the government to have a change of heart, has been a waste of our effort. Now, going forward, to solve this, we need to tackle the situation that we're in. And I am very clear about this. I am for Yoruba Nation and I am for self-determination. And I would say at this juncture, the aim of my discussions is always to advocate for public, transparent referendum with self-determination at its core. Public, transparent referendum. Because a constitution that has for 23 years prevented local government autonomy is a constitution that has a flawed foundation. It is a flawed foundation. I hope you're following me. Do leave your comments if what I'm saying is makes sense to you. I urge you all, please subscribe to Citizen AY. We need to to be able to make the change that we want, it is not only about the physical change, but in our mental thinking. We need to rethink how we solve problems. We have to rethink our thought process of how we solve our problems. That doesn't mean I'm saying you shouldn't go to church and pray for your personal self individually. If that works for you. But I'm trying to tell you that when we are all facing the same problems of no good roads in our community, no water, no light, no school, no bridge, no healthcare, no safety, no security, nothing, then the time has come for us to look at what created the problem for us, forgetting the churches and the mosques. They have nothing to do with. We can, like I said, you can pray those to those places to the kingdom come. They won't solve the problem. What we are trying to do is to take our mind and focus on where we can solve the problem. And that's why I'm going to mention again, Governor's Office, State House of Assembly, state by state, National Assembly. This must happen. We need to begin to get our people to talk about governance. We need to be part of it. You see, the structure that has been put on us now, this fraudulent 1999 constitution, which I'm going to take and show you again, if I can find it, which I'll show you the promulgation decree. So, because you need to understand, we have to understand that this is just a game. As far as those who are in power are concerned, if we allow them to get away with it, they will continue to get away with it. And I am telling you that we must make that change categorically. No question. We must make the change. We must begin to critically, our kids from young in our community, whether language, particularly in a language, tell them what it means. Ijoba, government, the Ijoba, the government will provide roads, water, light. Tell them. And if we don't have those things, it's our responsibility to go and hold them to account. Because from young, our people have been taught about churches and mosques for all of our problems. Headache, church. Madness, church. Broken accident, church. First, church. Mosque, church, mosque. When what we really need to start beginning to do is, whatever the problem is, what is the solution? Who created this problem? Who are the people responsible? So these are the kind of thinking we need to start bringing in. And I state this because the Constitution, again, I'm restating. Let me get that up for you. Hopefully I hope this thing is not going to start playing up. I'm a little bit hesitant to go into it properly because I'm concerned that it may just go off, but maybe I might be okay. Okay, let me just show you what I mean. So let me show you something with the Constitution now. And I know I'm talking about it, but you see, we have to talk about it almost all the time because the damage that has been done is so deep-rooted that it will take a long time. For those of you who have had this before, please do bear with me. But we are looking for those who have not had it before as well, and those who've had it to wake us up. Because going forward, when we create new nations, we want to have people that can reason, people that will hold their governors to account without fear. The problem in the current situation now is that the governance has been governance of fear. The military have used military force to rule over us and impose a fraudulent constitution on you and I. And that has negatively impacted our psychological state of mind. So what we're trying to do is to hopefully reprogram it. This constitution, I'm going to try and show you something now. I hope this works. I hope so. I hope it doesn't really go off the rails, as it were. I'm praying it doesn't, because there's something I want to show you quickly. 1 second, please. Let me just grow back a touch. Here we are, I think. I hope it's okay. So I'm going to just put that there. Now, no, not that one. Sorry, not that one. Not that one. Beg your pardon. It was the wrong one. I took the wrong one. No, it doesn't seem to want to play ball at the minute. But we will get there. No, that's not it. This is the one I need. So just bear with me. I'm hoping it will work. So, and I'll just move that down. Okay, now, yeah. So what I want you to look at in all of this is to bear in mind, if you can see it, I want you to bear it in mind at all times. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping it can be okay. 1 second, I'll come back to that in a second. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Now, what I want you to know is that since 1999, that constitution is something we didn't sign up to. This is a military document. It's a promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. And they imposed this on you and I. And for 23 years, this document, from the beginning, never allowed for your your local government to have autonomy. It never allowed for it. It put and this is why you need to understand why I'm saying you need to go to House of Assembly. You need to go to the places. Because when you understand the Constitution, once you know what the Constitution is telling you, you can now use it to now hold those who are in the positions written in that Constitution to account. So the Constitution talks about the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly has refused to give administrative and financial autonomy to the local government. So, to solve our problem of lack of accountability, no road, no water, we have to go to the House of Assembly, state by state. We need to know the individuals in those places, not the church, not the mosque. They are mere distractions. They are an illusion. The people who are going to the House of Assembly, making decisions to refuse to give local government autonomy, and the same people who are asking you to vote in the fraudulent elections. The elections will not change the fact that after the elections, there will still be no autonomy for local government. And that will mean your lives will not improve. So, within the Constitution, you now know that the House of Assembly, they are supposed to make provisions for the local government. Indeed, they had the opportunity to make, on the 24th of January, they had the opportunity to pass the resolution. 27 state of assemblies, they had the opportunity to pass a resolution that would allow this local government to have the autonomy so that they could have financial and administrative autonomy. So that means for your roads, for your roads and schools and bridges, you would have someone within your community that you can go and ask the same question. But because they've taken that away from you, they just say, oh, it's the Constitution. They don't want to put it in there. That is what I mean by prayer, going to the church, going to the mosque. They've designed it as a distraction so that you will never hold them to account. And we are trying to retrain. This is what I'm talking about in terms of retraining the mind. So you can see the House of Assembly is mentioned. Then the next one. The first one, of course, the National Assembly shall make provisions for statutory allocation of public revenue, local government councils, federation, and all that. So these are the people making the laws. They are the ones making the laws. Not God, not Jesus Christ, not Muhammad. These are the people making the laws. Are you following me? Please type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense. If what I'm saying makes sense, please type 1. Let me just pause. Let me just look around. And please, I want to ask you, if you're watching us and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, please help us grow the platform. Because as you see what we're doing here, we're going into specifics. We have to change our mindset. We have to educate the mind. What we're trying to do is something that I like to look at from this point of view. It says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of it can stop at the time. How long must they kill our prophets? Whilst we stand aside and look, oh. Some say it's just that part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever hear. Oh yeah. Redemption song. Redemption song. What we are trying to do now is to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. What they've done to us is basically put the books and the religion in front of us, and they've gone about making constitutional laws that is impacting our lives. And they've occupied our mind with religion so that we never focus and question them. There are flaws in this constitution I've just shown you. So where I suggest, and it's only a suggestion, I can't definitely tell you matter of fact, I suggest and I say it emphatically that we need to take our focus away from the churches to the solution to solve our problems, but to the National Assembly that has refused to pass the local government autonomy because they are working in hand with the state House of Assemblies and the governors. Remember, they are the ones making the law. God, Jesus Christ, is not making the law. They've gave themselves the power with this fraudulent constitution to make laws to impact our lives. So, very important to understand that thought process. We need to understand within the constitution, once there is no water, there is no light, there is no road, there's no schools, there's no bridges. We need to understand what the fraudulent constitution says. Within the constitution, the National Assembly, which contains the House of Reps and the Senate, they are supposed to make allocation for public revenue to local government councils. That's what it says. Where is the funds for the local government? It ends up in the hands of the state government, the House of Assembly of the state. The governors and the House of Assembly sit on that money. And that is it. That is why you're not having any development. And this has been since 5th of May 1999. The local government have zero autonomy. So the the National Assembly, let's find a picture of the National Assembly, is a building that all of us must get familiar with. So let me put it up. So some women went over there, and I see, kudos to them for going. National Assembly, NAS, let me see. Let me put it up. 1 second. Let me see if I can get it up. I want to just show you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. 1 second. So, for as long as this constitution is still in place, this building, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this building, yeah, let me go back again. This building is responsible for the lack of roads in our community. This building, and of course, I'm going to show you the other ones now. So that's the National Assembly, and we need to take our mind now back to where the problem came from to now put pressure on them to solve it. The daddy GOs, they cannot solve the problem. The imams, they cannot solve the problem. The people who created the problem for you are the people we must confront collectively. That's what I'm trying to reach at. So let me get you this information. I hope this makes sense. I'm just trying to, we have to re-educate ourselves. And it's really important we take those proper steps. Please subscribe to Citizen AY as you're watching. So I'm going to show you this now, if I can. Can I do that? Actually, I'm going to do it the other way because it's a little bit fiddly. Let me do it like this. Yeah. Okay. So, to give you a recap at the top, let's go to the top. At the top of the broadcast, I want to just go through this. 27 state House of Assemblies voted. 27 of them. They voted down the local government autonomy. And the 27 are, I will read them to you. The 27 are Katsina, Yobe, Borno, Bauchi, Niger, Kaduna, Adamawa, Imo, Nasarawa, Kogi, Ekiti, Benue, Ogun, Ondo, Kano, Delta, Enugu, Anambra, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Ebonyi, Edo, Lagos, Eko, I like to call it Eko rather than Lagos. Abia, Bayelsa, Osun. The remaining 9 who have not done anything so far, who have so far not passed, rejected the resolution, are Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, what else? Plateau, Niger, Kwara, and Oyo. Now, it's on the screen. You can see it on the screen there. I hope you can see it on the screen as I'm doing it. It's all on the screen there. I think you should be able to see it. You should be able to see it on the screen there. Now, the point of me saying this is we're now going to go, I showed you that first picture where you saw the National Assembly. We always must go to where the problem came from. Going to the church and the mosque that's not where the problem came from. We need to go and organize ourselves to go to the House of Assembly, peacefully protest, hold them to account, get them to tell us, to explain to you why they have refused to provide the things that they said they would. If we did more of that, and we have to do that state by state, and the Abuja as well, we need to be going there and holding them to account and demanding. This is the evidence we need for the referendum for that contraption, because the 2 tiers, there should be 3 tiers of power in the nation: the federal, the state, and the local. Till as we speaking now, the local government, since the beginning of that fraudulent 1999 constitution, has never had local government autonomy. That's 23 years. That's 23 years of failure. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I hope you can relate to what I'm saying. Please don't just watch this, share. It is important. I'm going to try and see if I can do this in Yoruba, because we need to explain this in greater depth. So now let's go to the next page. So we've shown you the National Assembly. Now what we need to begin to do is to begin to go to bring ourselves together with the knowledge. Now that we know that the people who create the laws, they are in the House of Assembly. It's not God. It's not Jesus Christ. It's not Allah. It's not whatever, Muhammad. The people who create the laws that are impacting our lives, they are in the buildings that you see in this picture. They are in the buildings that you see. So the laws for Ekiti that is impacting your life, the fact that the local government cannot, all of them that you see there, they have not passed the local government autonomy. And we have to go to them and demand. We have to go to the buildings state by state and demand that they fix that issue. And tell them that we are not interested in your elections, because the elections will not change that fact. That resolution was passed on the 24th of January 2023, a month before the fraudulent 2023 elections. A whole month. That is criminal. So what I'm hoping that we can do by doing this, I'm not saying don't go to church and pray, but I'm saying if you want to fix the problem that is impacting and affecting every one of us in our communities, these are the places that we need to go to. We need to mobilize ourselves and to go there. And we need to hold them to account. And we mustn't allow ourselves to be cowed by whatever they say. That is their names. I'm to tell you, please, tell me what church name you can see in the Constitution. Tell me what mosque name you can see in the Constitution. You won't find it in the Constitution. But the names that I'm telling you, the State House of Assemblies and the National Assembly, they are mentioned in that Constitution. Are we following what I'm saying? I hope it makes sense. They are mentioned within that Constitution. So we need to re-educate our minds to say, right, to solve our problem, we need to go to where the problem was created. We've been going to the churches. Look, the 10,000 capacity churches to pray for what? The prayer and the premise of the prayer is to get good roads, water, lights, schools, bridges. But it never addresses the issue of the people who created it. Their names, the names of the National Assembly is in the Constitution. The State House of Assemblies are in the Constitution. So that is where we need to go. So this is the one for the Southwest. These are the governors for the Southwest state assemblies. So let me see if I can. I'll just do something quickly because I want to make you see this, in a way. It's a bit of a presentation, but I want to just make it make sense, if you like. So let's do this quickly. So share screen. I don't know if it will let me. Where is it? That is the one. Yeah, share. Okay, good. Yeah, so. Oh, okay. Stop share. I think it's better I do it that way because it's going to be a bit confusing. Give me a second. Let me just get that back up. Okay, so there we go. So now when I do this, 1 second, please. Just give me a minute. So when I do this, go back up here, share screen, and what should happen is it should share that, shouldn't it? Share. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So the reason why I'm doing this is I want you to see the places, and I will flip between where possible. I'll flip between. So that is the National Assembly, and I'm going to show you why. The National Assembly is mentioned within the Constitution. Can you see the link? There is no churches mentioned in the Constitution. There is no mosque mentioned in the Constitution. None of that. And until this, we see the thinking, they've got us in a conditional way. They've conditioned our minds to look to the churches and the mosque for solutions. They know clearly that they won't have any solutions, but it's to occupy our mind, to distract us from what they are doing. Do you get it? I hope that makes sense. I hope that is making sense. Please type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense. Type 1. I like to see people are following what I'm doing. Type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense. So the National Assembly, let's go and look in the Constitution. It is mentioned. It says the National Assembly shall make provisions for the statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils in the Federation. But these guys are sitting on the money. The senators, the House of Reps, the money meant for your local government. It ends up in their pocket as well as that of the State House of Assemblies and the governors. Now you see that going to the church or the mosque is a waste of your time. And that is what we need to explain to our people. Type 1, I want to stop for a second. Let me just, please subscribe. Type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Does it resonate with you? If you disagree with it and you would like to call on board, come in and talk about it. I'm happy to have a different view. But I think one of the things that we've been doing, everything that you're seeing they're doing, election, Peter Obi is this, they are all distraction. They are all distraction. And what I'm hoping to do by doing programs like this is to make us cut through all their noise and go to where we need to solve the problem. We've been so conditioned psychologically to not do that it is time for us to begin to do that. So please type 1 if you're watching, and type 1 if this resonates with you. Let me see if I can do something with this quickly. I don't know if it will work. I'm hoping it will. I'm going to try and see if the phone line should be on soon, and so we can talk. But I'm trying to really be very, very methodical about what we need to do to solve our problem. We have the solution. Yes, of course, you can pray, and everything else. Particularly when we succeed, we should always give thanks. We should give thanks to who we believe, Olodumare in my Yoruba land. I believe in my own ancestral belief system. I believe in that. But we should always give thanks because we've been able to succeed in the plan. So now, what I'm trying to give us is a roadmap into the plan to how we can actually take action. Because going to the church and to the mosque has been it's been an illusion created for us to focus all our energy and never ever look at where the problem came from and confront that problem. And that is hopefully, we're going to put a stop to that collectively. So what we're trying to do is to awaken our mind. That's why I'm talking about the idea of changing our mind, our thought process, how we think about things. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us reach more people. This information that we're talking about here is really about empowering the people, not empowering a few. We are trying to empower everyone, young and old, to be able to reason yourself and be able to take the steps you need to take to free ourselves from the bondage that we're in. And nobody's going to do that for us. Those in power do not want us to know this information. They don't want us to focus on them. They want us to keep focusing on the churches and the mosques and the noise that they're making in their campaigns. I'm telling you, the campaigns will make no difference. The campaigns will make no difference because after the 26th of February, the local government will still not have autonomy. After the 26th of February, after the 25th of February, the election date, when they announce it, whoever wins elections, the local government will still not have autonomy. And that will mean that your local government, your local area will never develop because the funds will always remain in the hands of the National Assembly members and the State National Assembly and the governors. So you now see why we have to make the change. And we have to, I again state categorically, we call for, and we must all begin to work towards this and organize. We want to be involved in the process of a public, transparent referendum. Public, transparent referendum where we will all, this is going to be on camera. Nobody, there's going to be no hiding in a back room and somebody making an announcement. No, it's going to be out in the open. So I just wanted to just state that as we're talking. So let me just put that up there. I'm just making sure that people hear what I'm saying. Okay, so let me just pin that up there. So if you're watching us for the first time and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, please go ahead and do so. It is really, really important that we begin to awaken our minds. So far, you can all see now that the National Assembly is actually mentioned within that fraudulent 1999 Constitution. So now we have a claim to actually use to go forward. They're going to try and tell you it's not the case. No, just pray. No, they are supposed to provide it, make provisions. But that's the problem. They make the provisions, but the money is split. The money that's meant to come for local government, they split it among the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly and the governors. They are taking the money because they are not giving the power to the third tier of the governance, which is the local government. And they can only do that if they did what was asked for in the resolution that they failed to pass. In that resolution, let me show you. I hope you are following what I'm saying. I hope what I'm saying is making sense to you. So let me just see. 1 second. I just want to give you that. I was showing it yesterday, but I wanted to do this live because it makes better sense when you see this live. It makes much better sense and you can begin to conceptualize it and you can discuss it with family and friends. I'm going to endeavor to do this in Yoruba as well because, I did one program in Yoruba, which I'm going to share again. But this one is actually more to do it on a live basis so that people can actually relate to exactly where we need to go. I'm not saying don't go to church. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I said. I'm saying the church is not going to provide the solution. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to go to who created the problem. And those who created the problem are our lawmakers. And who are our lawmakers? They are your House of Reps, your Senate, your House of Assembly members. So we have to go to the buildings where they are, not to the church, not to the mosque. So I hope that makes sense. So let me just, so we need to retrain our thinking. The churches and the mosque are just business. The more you go there, you will spend money. You will drop your offerings, as they call it. When you drop your offerings, you're not going to deal with the problem that you came to solve in the first place, which is the lack of roads in your own community. They're just making money off your back. You're wasting the money you need to be able to get on with things. And you're wasting the time and effort you need to focus on the House of Assemblies in the states and, of course, the National Assembly and, of course, your governors. So those are the places we should begin to get our people to have in mind to go and demand the changes we need. I'm already telling you, after the 26th of February, after the 25th of February, the election is going to be a waste of exercise because the local government autonomy has not changed in 23 years. In 23 years, they have never had autonomy in 23 years, and that is why there's been no development. We need to really understand that central point. Now, let's. I'm trying to quickly look through this thing and give you that particular thing I said there. So, okay. So all of what they're doing is a ploy. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm just trying to find it. Sometimes it just goes off and I can't find it, but I know it's here. Okay. So this is what I want you to look at. Keep in mind, this is the words of the National Assembly. They're not my words. So remember I said National Assembly. Now let's go back again. The paper said National Assembly, right? Now let's go in the Constitution. The Constitution says National Assembly. So we know what they're talking about. We know who is saying what. We know who to go to. So this is confirming to you where we should go. Not to the church. It doesn't talk about the church. It doesn't talk about the mosque. So when we go to those places, we're not solving our problem. So this is about trying to change our thought process. And I hope it's making sense. I know Facebook are deliberately making this broadcast, very, very. We have a lot of followers on both platforms. 212,000 followers on Citizen on Oduduwa TV Radio and 119,000 followers on Citizen AY. And there's only 6 people watching us. The information that we are giving here is something that can really awaken people. And we want people to really, Ayomi Kudaniju, thank you so much. I appreciate your typing the one. Fashola said on Channels TV that Nigeria should pray for everything without walking towards and imagine a demon advising angels. Oh my God. Oh Lord. You see me laughing. You see, I have to laugh. So, my brother said, Ayomiku Daniju said, Fashola said on Channels Television that in Nigeria, they pray for everything without walking towards it. Imagine a demon advising angels. A demon. Exactly. But that is, I want you to understand that's down to conditioning. That is down to the conditioning that we've received. We've been psychologically conditioned over time to be just saying, do as I say, not as I do. So when they tell us this, we are not supposed to question anything. And that's what we need to try and change. If we are serious about improving our lives, the solution is not in the church, it's not in the mosque, it is confronting the buildings where they take decisions. The lawmakers are the problem that we need to face. We have to go to the lawmakers and confront them. The lawmakers. Because they keep telling us that the constitution is working. But here we have what I just posted to you. I just posted it to you. I just showed you. The National Assembly had, through its joint ad hoc committee on constitutional review in October last year, slammed the state governors for preventing state legislatures from passing constitution amendment proposals for financial and administrative autonomy for 724 local government councils. What does that mean in plain English? It means that they are just writing words to make you think that they're doing something. What we need to do is to begin to go to those buildings and hold them to account. So now let's go back to the beginning of the discussion which I was having, which is to now give you the buildings. Zoom. Sorry, where is it? Hang on a minute. Where is it now? No. So we're going to pull that back. Okay, so you can now see. So what I'm showing you now, these are the House of Assembly in the Southwest. So we need to be going to, instead of going to the churches and the mosque to solve the lack of infrastructure that we face collectively, the lack of water, the lack of roads, the lack of schools, bridges, healthcare, we need to be going to the governor's house in each of the states, not the house, the office, the governor's office, and ask them why they failed to pass the local government, the financial and administrative autonomy resolution. We should be demanding that from them, because without that, whoever you vote for, you're not going to get any development or improvement in your infrastructure and local government. It's not going to happen. So we need to be going to the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Kogi House of Assembly, Ondo House of Assembly, Oyo House of Assembly, Oshun House of Assembly, Kwara House of Assembly, Eko, Lagos. They call it Lagos, but I call it Eko because the Aworis called it Eko. We should be using our own name. I am a proud Yoruba man. Eko is the name that those who have been there for eons called it. Lagos is a lagoon. What Lagos means is a lagoon. Let me show you. Let me show you. Hopefully that can begin to disabuse our minds collectively. Let me show you what I mean. So just type in Lagos means lagoon and let's see what comes up. Lagos means lagoon. So stop. We should really stop saying that name if we're serious about making the changes. Lagos means lagoon. Yeah, watch it now. So Lagos means lagoon. Yeah. Lagos lagoon. No, that's not it. I'm talking about the name, what it means, meaning of Lagos. Meaning of Lagos. Lake. You see? Lagos means lake in Portuguese. You see that? Can you all see that? Lagos means lake. Okay, I'll check my WhatsApp message. Okay. Oh, which one? Have you sent me a message on this number? I'll check it right now. I'll check it now. Okay. Let me check now. You may have to call me direct if I don't see it immediately. So beg your pardon. Somebody just called me just now. Okay. Somebody just called me. I just missed the call. I'll take their call quickly. So, my brother, please, just you give me 5 minutes and I'll get you to call me. But I'll check my message. So beg your pardon. But there's a lot of message coming through, so I might miss some of them. That's why I'm. So we need to understand Lagos means lake. You can see it on the screen there. I hope you can see it. You can see it. It says, you can see there, Lagos means lake. Can you see that? Lakes. Yeah. So what are we doing to ourselves when we're calling ourselves by the name that it means nothing? What are we doing to ourselves psychologically? This is all a psychological destruction of who we are. Psychological destruction of who we are. Lagos means in Portuguese lakes. Why are we ignoring the name of our ancestors called us? Eko, Ekoile, Eko Akete. That's what we call Lagos, and that's what Eko is, not Lagos. Lagos means lakes, and when we take a name that has no significance to our psyche, it actually destroys who we are. So we need to. There's a lot of retraining that we have to do. So I hope people are looking at what I'm saying here and begin to understand that name. We need to, if we're serious about building a nation, these are the kind of things, the steps, this small little, it may look like innocuous stuff to you, but it is fundamental to who we are. Eko is the name we should be answering. Lagos is a slave name. It's a Portuguese name. It's a Portuguese name. You just saw it. So anyway, let's go back to the other issue. So I'm just bringing that back there. What I want to just reiterate again is, in both cases, you have got the mention. There's actually a reference made to the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly in the 1999 fraudulent Constitution. So those are the places that we should begin to confront to solve our problems. Going to a 10,000-seater church, you're wasting your energy, your money, your time. You need that effort to concentrate on each and every of State House of Assemblies and the governor's office and the National Assembly. That's what we must do collectively. So that is where we need to be going. So Ayomiku, I will check the message. It's difficult to focus on that now while I'm doing the live broadcast, because I know I've got a lot of calls, texts coming in, but I will try and do that. So now let's go back to the letter. So all of the places that we go, rather than go to any of, now you can see that. Let me just show you this. So rather than go to a church, if you go to a church, you can go to a church in a state and pray, complain, pray, takes 5-7 days fasting, whatever. It's not going to have a direct impact that you need to solve the problem created in these places. These are where the problems came from. So we need to start connecting the problem to where it emanated, where the problem was created. They all sat in their assembly in secret, away from you and I, made decisions that is impacting our lives till date. So that is what is important in all of this. I hear the governors are now saying, oh, they should do. I had El Rufai. I'll see if I can share that broadcast with you. I'll bring it on in a minute. We will come and touch on that. But I wanted to just talk about this because this is really, really important. So now, every House of Assembly. So we need to. There's 8 of them that you're looking at in the Southwest. So that's where we need to go. Sorry, not this one. Sorry, not this one. Get here. So go back here. So that's the. So we've done this one. So now, you now need to go to the ones in the Southeast. The Southeast, all of them, in the map. Let me show you the map. If I can show you the map. If you look at the map, in the Southeast, all the states in the Southeast, they all rejected the local government autonomy. All of them. All. Delta rejected it. Edo rejected it. Bayelsa rejected it. Rivers rejected it. Imo rejected it. Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross Rivers, Akwa Ibom. They all rejected it. And they took the decisions in the following, which you will see. Again, Imo, House of Assembly, they rejected it. Cross Rivers rejected it. Enugu rejected it. Ebonyi rejected it. Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Edo, Bayelsa, Delta, Rivers. They all rejected it. Just to give you a recap, the House of Assemblies are actually mentioned in the Constitution. So, if you look at it, I want you to see that bit. Let me blow it up a little bit. Okay, I can. So I want you to just see. So the House of Assembly is mentioned in the Constitution. It doesn't mention any church. It doesn't mention any mosque. It only talks about the... 1 second, please. Yeah. See that? The House of Assembly of a state shall make provisions for the statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils. The Constitution is flawed, by the way, because what should happen is the House of Assembly should be mandated to provide funds to enable the local government to have independence, financial and administrative independence, which is what that bill was all about, which they voted down. And that problem will not be solved by the voting in the fraudulent, the sham of an election that is about to take place. Mark my words, it will not. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you it will not change it because they voted it down. The National Assembly, they will go. These people will go. But that problem, all of the people who are in the National Assemblies, they will go. But the problem, it will be there when the new people come in. So now what you need to understand now is we have to confront the problem where it comes from. The House of Assemblies of each of the states, the Governor's House, the National Assembly. Those are the areas we must collect our efforts to. The churches are just mere distraction. The mosques are just mere distraction. So I hope what I'm saying here is making sense. It's we need to rethink the thinking and our thought processes, because we've been brainwashed. We have been collectively brainwashed. So keep in mind, like I said, the National Assembly, the State House of Assembly, they are mentioned, they are in the Constitution. The local government is mentioned, but without powers. And those powers is what we need to be able to have a development going on across in our local governments. And because of the fatal flaw in the Constitution, because of this promulgation decree, we are justified in going for a referendum, a public, transparent referendum. We will need to work together on that basis going forward, how we are going to achieve that. Because it is now clear to us, after 23 years, where local government have never had financial and administrative autonomy. Nobody can dispute that this constitution is a fraud and it is fatally flawed. I put that to the entire public. Let anybody dare come and debate this. We can debate it. I'm happy for that discussion to come up with anybody, with any son, anybody, anywhere. We can have the discussion. I don't know book, but I know what I know. So now, so what I'm trying to say here is we have to be very, very clear that in 23 years, we have never had local government autonomy. And this is the constitution that they're telling us that we voted for. There was no referendum. This is why I'm saying to you that we have every justification in going for self-determination as Yoruba nation, as Biafrans, as Middle Belt, because the unwillingness of the system to give autonomy to local government, knowing fully well that they are the funds that they need to survive, is being sat on at the state and at the National Assembly level, is criminal. In fact, indeed, I would say it's treasonous. I say it again, it's treasonous. So please do share this broadcast if you're watching this. If you're learning something from this, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow this platform. You can see that what we are saying on this platform, you won't say it and you won't hear it anywhere else. We are not interested in this one talk, that one, because we are sitting down and wasting our energy. I want us to conserve that energy and go exactly to where we need to go. Bullseye. Every single time. Bullseye. Then they will not be able to do this nonsense. And it will prepare us for the governance when we go to our Yoruba nation, Biafra nation. We are now in a state whereby we know it's the norm to challenge and question those in governance. It is your right. So it leaves the veil of the programming that we've been under for years. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that is making sense to you. I'm trying to show you, the things that really matters and how we're going to get about fixing it. So now that is in the southeast. So let's go down to the middle belt. Now, there is a little thing. Oh, you may see it there. There is a little thing there. I want you to keep in mind. Southern Kaduna is middle belt. Yes, you heard me say. Southern Kaduna is middle belt. And the other places around at the top there, I think, what's the next one? Let me go up to the top quickly. Let me just see. So Southern Kaduna, Niger is middle belt. So when you see them writing all of this stuff, so we have got to look, the psychology that has been, because you've been programmed not to question things. We don't question what is going on. And this is yet more reason why we need to dismantle the contraption, because they're putting the lies in our face. Look at the map at the top. Look at the map at the top. You can see that map. Now look at that map again. What should happen is this should be north. This should be north. I'll come and talk about that later on, but let me not distract. I'll come back and talk about it later on, but I'm just showing you that we need to, this is more justification for why self-determination is the only solution. Because to take over, to suck up the entire middle belt and say, oh, middle belt, it's north. It's a mental brainwashing. They don't want you to question things, but we'll come back to that. So let me go down again. So where we are now. So now we are in the middle belt. In the middle belt, Taraba, Niger, okay, like I said, Bauchi, Benue, Kebbi, even Kebbi, parts of Kebbi should be in that discussion. Adamawa, Plateau, Nasarawa, Southern Kaduna. Those assemblies, they all rejected local government autonomy. Yes, they did. So we need to get our people to take action and confront these things. So I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I know the numbers are down. Yeah. I will check it, my brother. I know you said check it. I'm going to check it, my brother, but I'm on a live broadcast and I can't quite go into that because I've got a lot of messages. Let me see if I can do it. So, so you can see that now, that all of them. So let's go and look at the map at the top again. How many of them rejected it? I think Benue, and let me see. Let me go to the top. Let me go to the top again. So Benue, Benue accept. Plateau, and where else? Plateau, Taraba have not yet given a decision. Plateau, Taraba, and Kwara, and Oyo. So, but in any case, all of them, we need to go and tell them that they mustn't even contemplate not giving that local government autonomy. And that is the task we face, because on the 26th of February, because they failed to pass that, that means that you're going to suffer likely for the next 4 years. So it is very, very urgent that those buildings that I've been showing you, they now become our focus. Those buildings must become our focus. So where is it now? And the final one is the northern states. So the northern states, in the olden days, not had only 4 states. Now they suddenly have 11. And that's because they've taken a lot of the middle belt. They've sucked up a lot of the middle belt. I'll show you that map in a minute. But what I'm trying to show you is that these are the House of Assemblies of each of the states. What you see on the screen are the House of Assemblies of each of the states. And we need to really... Olatunji Daramola, thank you very much. We need to make sure. You said to check. I'm trying to... Hey, I'm going to try and check my message now. Hang on. Because I got a lot of messages and I'm not sure. Is it on WhatsApp? Let me see. I'm going to see the message. 1 second, please. Can you type your name up so on the message so I can see? Because I got so much messages coming up. Okay, I got it. Yes, got it now. My brother, got it. Yes, thank you. Got it now. I saw it now. Yes, got it. Yes. Okay. So let me see. You just sent me something now. So let me see. Somebody just sent me something live on air. Thank you very much. Ayomiku Daniju. So let's have a look. Yes. Oh, yes. I got it now. You're talking about the message sent by you're talking about the video by Raji Fashola. Yes. I will play it later if I can once I get into the system, because it looks like it's just locked me out for now. So I will play it. Okay, let me see if I can play it. In fact, I'll see if I can share it right now. Let me see if I can share it. Let me see. So I will forward that and I'll share it. Let me just do that now. So let me share it to this one. Ah, come on. Don't play game, man. Okay. I will do it later on. But I know the message you were talking about. I'll see if I can locate it. I may be able to get it somehow. But anyway, the message is that our thinking, we need to stop the thinking that prayers alone will solve our problem. If we do not begin to teach our children to focus on where the problem comes from, we're going to be creating generations who are going to be running around rambling when we should go straight to where the problem is and confront it. The House of Assembly, they are mentioned in the National Assembly, in the Constitution. The state House of Assemblies are mentioned in there. Those are the places we need to go. And we need to tell them that that is what it says. I'm telling you that many of the so-called House of Assembly members won't even know this information. They won't know it. So arm yourselves with that. All of this, remember, is to prepare us for when we go for self-determination. Because this Constitution, in 23 years, has failed each and every one of us. Because there has been no local government autonomy from the beginning. It's not like it was there and it was taken away. It was never there in the first place. Please, if I'm lying, tell me. Text me or something. So let me go now to the next one. Now, this is the old map of Nigeria. Look up there, and you will see that Sokoto, Kaduna, Borno, you can see where they are there. That's 4 states. But already, even when they drew that map, it's a military map. They're already, Kaduna should not come all the way down into Plateau. It should not. It's a clear lie. That's middle belt. You don't have the north suddenly coming down all of a sudden. No way. They've been taking over land. It's been a way to make inroads. I think it's the one drawn up by Go One or something. I can't remember. I'll have to look at that. So you can see that already there's a problem with that. But let's go to the next one. Now, you can see now. You see, this is how it should look. So that is the north right there. Up there should be the north. But look at the new map. So you can see this is it. So this, you can see there's a clear middle belt. There's a huge area middle belt. Let's go to the next one. Now, look at this. So the Sharia territory is that one with the middle belt and of course, southwest, southeast. Now look at how this is what INEC is using to tell you about elections. This what you see here is the figure is what INEC is using. INEC considers Niger, Kwara, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Taraba, Adamawa, Gombe, Bauchi. They consider them north. So where's the middle belt? Again, these are clear indications of why we have to go our separate way. They are intent on taking over our land. They are intent on completely taking it over. And I'm here to try and hopefully awaken our minds sufficiently enough to know that the only solution for us now is to everybody to go and, self-determination via referendum. We must go that way. I'm not interested in discussing, oh, this one said, that one said. Because that has been used to divide us. It's been used to get us into a situation that we find ourselves now, whereby we've forgotten the real issue at hand. The real issue at hand is that the system has actually oppressed and suppressed all of us, and we need to take steps to address that oppression, that suppression. We must take collective steps to deal with it, So let me just go here. I'm just going to get that there. Sorry about this. So, you see the church is packed at night. Everybody talking, this and that. Oh, and this one is going to solve it. We're going to go and pray to this one. Let's go and pray to that one. Let's go and do this. Let's go and do that. It's not solving the problem. So I'm hoping that what we've done now, at least would get us to think about things in a different way, and hopefully make us to see what we really need to focus on and how we go about achieving it. So that is the aim and the hope of having this discussion. And what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to see if I can take calls. I'm trying to get the phone line ready here so that we can take calls in. So if you want to call in, just give me a minute. I want to make sure it's working first. I don't want to say yes and then it's not able to do it. So let's go and have a look. So if you do want to call in, let me check that it's able to do so. If it's able to do so, I'm hoping that it will not. So if you want to call in, you can call in on +44 7399 580 606, and let's have some discussion, about what you've heard and how you see it, and possibly if you have more suggestions, because we always welcome more input from everybody, because that way we can progress things. So let's go forward again. So yeah. So just look at that map. The north should be that, but the north is all the way down here, according to INEC. So you can see that it's a fraud. You can see that the entire thing is a fraud. No election. I agree with you, Samuel Onwaha. I agree. So I agree with you. There will be no elections. But there shouldn't be. I don't. You've heard me now. For me, the election is a wasted exercise. It's meaningless. It is not going to make any change because of what has been done. So let me play the video that my brother sent to me. Forward it. I'm going to try and play it as we get it now. So you will see it come up. I want to just play that video. So if you do want to call in, we have some time that we can take some calls. But I wanted to just do that presentation. But keep in mind that this is INEC. What you're looking at here is how INEC sees. This is how INEC sees the nation. They see that is northwest, that's not central, northwest, northeast, and north central, or whatever they call it. Let me go on to the top and show you. I'll show you at the very top. So it says here, north central, the blue. Yes, sorry, I got it. I think I got the legend there. Got the legend next to it. So that's north central, northeast, I thought, and then northwest. So there's no middle belt. So you can tell that already this is a fraud. You can tell already that this is a fraud. So let's get this video out, and I want you to hear what it said, and I'll play the other bit as well. Let's go this way. Let's go and do this way.
For God to do, but we haven't done our own share. For God to do,
Yes,
but
sir.
we haven't done our own share. So when our children pass, we thank God. When we build a house, we thank God. When we win a match, we thank God. When we do anything, in our daily conversations now, there is too much God. We should get to work. And that's something, it's a mindset thing. Because it then, in my view, it then doesn't give you confidence that you actually achieved everything, if everything was done by God. I know that God says walk and pray, but are we walking? So we want to win a match, a sports event. We don't prepare, we pray. No, it won't happen. We want to make money. God didn't make money. It's human beings who made money. It wasn't part of what he created on creation day.
Let me play that again. Thank you
It's
very much for
government
sending
who
it.
made money. So don't go and pray for money. Go
Let me play again. Let's play again. We need to play that bit again.
for God to do.
Listen.
But we haven't done our own share.
Listen.
So when our children pass, we thank God. When we build a house, we thank God. When we win a match, we thank God. When we do anything, in our daily conversations now, there is too much God. We should get to work. And that's something, it's a mindset thing. Because it then, in my view, it then doesn't give you confidence that you actually achieved everything, if everything was done by God. I know that God says walk and pray, but are we walking? So we want to
Too much praying,
win a match,
not enough walking.
a sports event. We don't prepare, we pray. No, it won't happen. We want to make money. God didn't make money. It's human beings who made money. It wasn't part of what he created on creation day. It's governments who made money. So don't go and pray for money. Go for God to do. But
So, exactly. So that really makes the point there. That really, really makes the point that I was trying to emphasize earlier on. It makes that point so well. It makes that point so well. Thank you so much, my brother, for sending that in. Ayomiku. I appreciate it. Emily Baba, welcome on, Emily Babs, welcome on board. Reno Maka, yeah, thank you very much. Chidiobi, thank you very much. So you can see now that what I've been saying on the broadcast tallies with what he said there, although I don't agree with him. And also the issue about the money. Let's hear what El Rufai said about the money issue. Let me just see if I can get that to you, because something came in about that and I wanted to talk about that. But I don't want to get distracted too much, because a lot of the things that they do, a lot of the things that this government is very clever at doing something. They put stuff in the way of the people to distract you from what is really going on, to distract us from really going for them and holding them to account. So we got to be very careful when we see things that we say, oh, okay, I want to talk about this. Oh, I want to bring that on. I want to, we got to be very careful that we do not fall into that trap, because that is what they planned. They don't want you to question them. They don't want anything to do, for you to be able to stand in front of them and go, actually, no, this is what you said. This is what the Constitution said. You need to do it. So they will create so many distractions that people just think, oh, it's, and they forget the steps that we need to take. So like Fashola said, there's too much praying and not enough walking. And that is where I wanted to really bring this information together. Those House of Assemblies Familiarize yourselves with them. They are all. That's the place we need to go. There is no point going to queue and say, for me, I would really encourage those of us who are in the Yoruba nation and Mid Biafra and all that to begin to work together on a state by state level and take this our drive for self-determination on that basis, state by state assembly. That's where we need to go. Not just stand up somewhere, Freedom Square and all of that. It's not. That's all designed. It's all they call it Freedom Square. You go there and protest. How is that going to change the fact that your local government hasn't got money? They haven't got the autonomy. It's not going to change it. But when you go to the place where they voted it down and you confront them, and we need to know how many of them voted either way, so that we can. They need to answer our questions. This is what we need to be doing. I'm of that opinion strongly. I am of that opinion without doubt. So let me see if anybody's called. If you want to call in, do call. Let's have a look if it's ready. I don't know if it's ready. Just check. So let me just check now. Okay. Let me just check something right quick. So if you want to call in on +44 739 582 606. Somebody called me earlier. Let me call them back actually, because they may have actually called me, but the phone line was playing up. So let me call them back. Let me call them back now. I'll call them right back. So I'm going to call them now. So if they want to chat, we can chat. They can add a thing or two, because my phone was a bit problematic earlier on. So I'm answering them now. They may answer. If they answer, I will take it. Okay, I think they're away from their phone, so I will definitely. Okay. So they're not picking up, but that's fine. 1 second, please. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. So now here's what I want to do in all of that. Let's play the one by El Rufai regarding what is said in terms of
the 36 state governors are supposed to meet with the president to discuss this. And our request is simple, and we are unanimous. All the 36 governors agree to this. That like every country in the world that has changed currency, let the old notes and the new notes be used side by side until such a time when all the old notes have been systematically drawn out of circulation. Nigeria is not the first country to do this. Saudi Arabia has changed its currency. For 7 years now, they still accept old notes. The only thing is that you will never see the old notes come out of a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Even a trader will not give you change in old notes because they have printed enough of the new notes. And they are carefully and systematically withdrawing the old notes from circulation.
Yeah. Sorry.
The United Kingdom just got themselves a new king, King Charles. And they are changing their entire currency. From the coins to the notes, will all now have the picture, not of Queen Elizabeth, that has been there for more than 70 years, but that of King Charles. But from now to the end of time, if you go to England with a pound note with Queen Elizabeth, it will be accepted as legal tender and replaced with the new note. That is what every civilized country has done. Why is Nigeria doing this differently if there is no hidden agenda? Why are we expected to change 3 trillion in a matter of weeks? And then you print only 300 billion worth of notes. Unless you want to create a...
So anyway, I'm not going to speculate too much about that. They are the ones who are in power. They They know fully well what should be happening, but they're not doing it. They should not have meddled in affairs of the people in the South. They should have let us be. They should have, the Constitution, everything they've done is designed to actually, impoverish and make things difficult. So what I'm really saying here, what I'm saying here is that it is time that we all wake up. Those buildings, familiarize yourself with it. Tell family and friends. Going to a church or to a mosque to solve a problem created in those buildings is a waste of our time and money. It's a waste of our time. We need those buildings are the ones that we need to go to state by state. We need to organize ourselves, have a way of doing things, and then when we get that structure in place, we go forward and use that as a way to now exercise our right, democratic right, within as far as is possible within this fraudulent nation, where there's nothing democratic about the process. The constitution is fraudulent, and we need it to be redrawn. That's why we're calling for a public, transparent referendum with self-determination at its core. We need that to happen. So if you do want to call in, let me see. I'll take somebody called me before. I'll call them as well. And then if I don't hear from anybody else in that way, I suppose I'll give it a wrap. But I wanted to just talk about that, so that I wanted to come and talk about it. And I'm going to do this in Yoruba as well. The reason why I don't do it at the same time is because I have to use different materials, and I got to get the words right. And it does take some time, and I have to wrap my head around it. Hello there. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hello, sir. Alagba.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You,
More live, by sir. I'm live right now.
okay. Ẹjọ́ mo fẹ́ bá alàgbà àsọ̀rọ̀ tó wà pẹ̀lú máa tó kù tí tó sọ̀rọ̀ pa ẹni tí ọba tó ojú bá ń dùn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Èmi náà ni mo sọ̀rọ̀. Season wà ló sọ̀rọ̀. Season wà ló sọ̀rọ̀ mi báyìí. Season wà ló sọ̀rọ̀ mi.
Alàgbà tí wọ́n náà gbé UK ni wọ́n wà tó wà pẹ̀lú.
Yes. 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 Èmi ni. Yes. Èmi ni. Yes.
Okay. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà.
Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́.
Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹjọ́ ǹjẹ́ mọ nọ́mbà máa yẹn.
Màá get it fún yín. Màá bá sọ̀rọ̀. I'll get the number because I have his contact, but màá get it, so màá forward it sí yín.
Ẹjọ́ ẹ há di nọ́mbà yẹn fún mi.
Okay. All right. Màá bá sọ̀rọ̀. Okay.
Send it sí mi. Ẹ ṣé.
Okay. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun. Okay. Bye.
sir.
Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted to do, somebody was asking. There is a video that I posted of a man, of a Yoruba man, a friend who is giving remedies, local remedies for things that we suffer from. I think like I've forgotten some of those IC2 conditions, and what he said was very, very helpful. So somebody's called about that, so I will answer them. I guess what I will do at this point, I'm going to pause this broadcast because I have to go back. I have to come back later on, and I'll do this thing in Yoruba. I will endeavor to do it in Yoruba because I don't like mixing the two because it gets a bit. It's a different mindset, like I said. I have to, the wordings and things and the key points they're the same, but in a way it's easier. And I think I want to keep it separate so that for future use, it can be separate things that people can pick from. So I would rather do that. So be expecting a broadcast that will touch on that. But let me go back and get the pictures up one more time so that we can what's the word? Have that as a reference point. Let me go here. Do that quickly. Not that one. Where is it? Yeah, that's it. Shit. Okay, so now, going back up, so you can see that the entire thing. Oh no, sorry. Is that what? Yeah, okay. Anyways, we'll try and do it that way so you can see it. So you can see the entire thing. So let's go back here. So you can see. I want you to see. Please familiarize yourself. These are the 27 State of House of Assemblies Everything in red, they are the ones who have rejected it, and they are leaving us in impoverished. The churches, you will see that there is no church or mosque involved in this process. These are the same people who are telling you to go and vote in elections. You are voting in less than 18 days. Let me get that thing for you. Let me give you the timetable. Here's the timetable for the election, by the way, for the fraudulent elections. See? Here's a timetable for their fraudulent elections. It's now 13 days, 15 hours, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. And what they are asking you to do, is a waste of your time and money, because they are not going to fix the issue of the local government autonomy, which you need to be able to hold those who are in your local government people to account, and they will have to provide the funds to fix your roads and lights and everything else. So you can see that the exercise, any talk of election, is a wasted exercise. It's a wasted exercise. When you look at that and then you bring it into the fact that they have already decided a month before the elections. That is so fraudulent, it's beyond words. It is extremely fraudulent beyond words. So I wanted to just state that. Let me see if I've got one or two more videos to run through with you. We are not going to relent in what we're saying. Please, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, go ahead and do so. We need your support. We need to be able to grow the platform. We want to reach more people and raise the level of awareness. You can see the mindset. I talked about the mindset before. You had Baba Shola, Raji Fashola, sorry, Babatunde Fashola, talk about that, the mindset. Our mindset, we've been conditioned to accept this poor thinking of praying as being the solution to the problems. And that is not the case. It is far from it. In fact, it is so far away from it that it's a joke. It is not, and it is sad to see our people in that state of mind. So, like I said, I mean no disrespect to your religion. If that's what you want to do. I have a different view, but to be able to build the nation, we need a new set of thinking, particularly the coming generation. We need them to be able to think and solve their problems on this planet, not looking upwards. It's a waste of time and energy, and that's what the system they designed to rule us is to keep our eyes up whilst they do what they need to do to keep us enslaved in our land. This time we need to be looking at them on the screen, eye to eye, and confronting them. So that is what they've done. The 27 states are there. I mentioned them. I'll mention them again. Katsina, Yobe, Borno, Bauchi, Niger, Kaduna, Adamawa, Imo, Nasarawa, Kogi, Ekiti, Benue, Ogun, Ondo, Kano, Delta, Enugu, Anambra, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Ebonyi, Edo, Lagos, Abia, Bayelsa, and Osun. So those are the states that have actually rejected. They rejected the local government autonomy, the financial and administrative autonomy for local government, and that impact. The elections will not stop the impact of that on all 774 local governments, meaning that your efforts in terms of elections is a wasted effort. So let's go into it. So what I want to say to you all is you need to now, we should be focusing on, these are the southwest state of assemblies. Ekiti House of Assembly is something that we need to all work together to go to and demand that they explain to us why they refuse to approve, to pass the resolution to allow state, local government to have financial and administrative autonomy. That's the question in each of the House of Assemblies. We need to go together with that knowledge. We need as many, those of you going to church on Sunday, that church or the mosque, come together, plan a day, plan a time, be ready to be going back at this on a weekly basis if you have to. Start now. If we started now, the pressure will be so much that the election, they will realize that we're serious. But this election is a ploy, because the election is not going to change what they've done. What needs to change it is the pressure we put on them to pass the motion to allow the local government to have financial, and administrative autonomy. And then that gives us a way into now demand for public, transparent referendum, a public, transparent referendum with self-determination at its core. I hope that makes sense, you know. So I'm just trying to really help us to really understand the steps that we must take. I know that Facebook are still doing their machinations and everything else, but please, if you're watching us and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us, build this up. Eunice, thank you so much. Thank you, my sister. I'm gonna come back. Eunice, thank you so much. Eunice Uchechi Patebasi, thank you so much. Eunice, I appreciate that. So what I'm trying to do is encourage us. Please, this information that you have here, don't keep it to yourself. Try and encourage others to begin to think in this way. The solution is not to be found in a church or in a mosque, but to go to the places where they passed the resolution, which I'm going to show you again. They rejected the plan to actually make the let me see. They rejected the resolution that would have given the local government autonomy, and that is the central issue here. So we need to get them to reverse that. That must be reversed. So again, let me show you again. They slammed the state governors, for preventing the state legislatures from passing the constitutional amendment proposals for financial and administrative autonomy for 774 local government councils. That is not going to change after the fraudulent elections, which is 13 days away. It doesn't matter who wins that election. That is not going to change. It doesn't matter. That's not going to change. And they will not change overnight unless we get up and mobilize ourselves and begin to make that instant. We need to make that change immediately. That must happen immediately. So I'm here to focus on that. I'm not interested in elections. It's not going to make a difference in the lives of the people who are suffering daily. So again, Ekiti, Oshun, Kogi, Kwara, Ondo, Eko, Oyo, Ogun. That's in the southwest. Those are the House of Assemblies that passed the laws. No, Oyo and Kwara haven't passed it yet, but they are all the same. The time is to put pressure on all of them. So I say, in fact, go to all of the House of Assemblies. I would suggest that we'll mobilize ourselves. I'm trying to see if we can get something in place. I'm going to organize and see. I'll be doing something in a discussion to see how we can begin to do that process, because it's not just about just talking alone. We need to actually have steps, practical steps to how we can actualize this and make it something that we can. This is a real information that we can work on. It's not just to leave it alone. This is something that can actually impact the lives of. You can make a real difference by taking the steps. We can make a real difference. Now, so next thing. So the next place is to go, I think it's southeast. So we're going to southeast. This is the southeast. So in the southeast, all of them voted it down. None of them even delayed. They voted it down. Imo, Cross River, Enugu, Mbonyi, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa Rivers. They all voted down this resolution, and that is fundamental. Again, I encourage everyone to, in those state, the House of Assemblies of each of those states, we must go there and demand for them to explain why they refuse to pass the law, the resolution that would grant local government financial and administrative autonomy. So this goes on. Again, we do that in the middle belt, area, Taraba, Niger, Bauchi, Benue, Kebbi, Adamawa, Plateau, Nasarawa, South, all of them. We need that they need to provide answers, and we need to go at them to change, to reverse that law. Whether whoever, the old ones, the new ones, the same thing, because if whoever comes in, they are not going to be able to pass that law immediately. They're not. So that means for the next 5-6 months, you'll be left, maybe a year, 2 years, we'll be left in the same situation of lack of development in your local government. And that is what we need to really understand in what's been done. This is the problem that we face. So now, next one, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Yobe, Katsina, all of them. We need to go to all of the House of Assemblies as well on that. If those in the north, if you so wish. But that's for the north. Let me see. So that is where I think I will probably put a pause to this now and discuss at another time. I'm going to try and do a lot more. Oops, whoops, what's happened? What's happened? Can you all see me? I hope you can see me. Something looks like it's frozen. No, can you see me? I think you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can see me. Okay, you can. Yeah, you can see me. Okay, I'm just checking it. So again, I want to just run through this bit a little bit. This was a map drawn up by the military anyway. And again, this was the map that the military drew up. But here's what they continue to do to continue to carve up and take land that doesn't belong to them. Sorry. So you saw now that this is the original north, and this is the original middle belt, and this is what they've done with it. They've now done not central, northeast, and northwest, which is a fraud. Which again, more reason why we need to go for self-determination. So I think that covers everything that I want to do on this particular subject. I'll come back with more updates and things later on. I hope you found this beneficial and of use. And I'm glad for the first time that we were able to, not for the first time, I was glad that nothing happened with the broadcast. It was stable, and the information, I was able to disseminate the information. What I will do is I'm going to come back and do this in Yoruba later on. I will come back and do this on Oduduwa TV Radio later on. So I might do it later on tonight or later on this evening, but this is a key topic. And I'm going to try and work out how we're going to get a group of people together, because everything else we've been doing now, to be honest, it's been sort of, not addressing the issues. And this, we need to, if we're going to change anything, we have to address the issues and, in fact, confront them. Come what may, we need to confront them. So let me stop share. Okay, so let me put this here. And where is it? What I want to pull your attention to again, of course, is this issue. There's one more thing I would say. There's one more thing I want to say, but I'll do this first. Look at this. Look at this. So that is, I don't know what's happened there, but I'm going to redo it again. It's sort of playing about somehow. Yeah, that is. So in both section 7, 6, section 7, subsection 6, subsection A and B. 6B. Section 7, 6, A and B. Sorry, I got tongue twisted there. Both of them mentioned National Assembly, the House of Assembly. They are mentioned in the Constitution. So you can take it to the bank that we have every right to go to those places to hold them to account. You have every right to take them, to hold them to account, to go there, and begin to demand the change. So that's what I'm trying to really, yeah. It was on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eunice. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what I'm really, really keen to do here is for us all to spread this information. Don't leave it alone. Spread it. Above all, help us grow the platform. Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, help us grow it on YouTube and share the broadcast to as many people as possible, because this is really important information. There's one final thing I want to show you all. Without the local government autonomy in place, this will continue to happen. 75. I've done it before, but I will do it again and again until we get it. So you will see something coming up in a minute. Yeah. So this exclusive list will have to have a devastating impact on our local economies, because the federal government will give oil blocks to anybody they wish to give, because of this exclusive legislative list. And the reason why they don't want to pass the local government autonomy is because when that autonomy is in place, it renders this executive legislative list, it renders it useless. It renders it useless. Because that would mean that the very foundation of that constitution is gone. As soon as the local government have autonomy, the federal government can no longer use legislative powers to override local government, because they will have equal powers within the constitution. I hope that makes sense to you. I don't know if does that make sense to you? Let me show you in case people may not understand that. Let me just go into it a bit more. I'm going to go into it a little bit more. So we're going to leave that there, and I'm going to bring the other one next to it so you can see it. So let's go here. 13. I'm going to try and see if I can I want to just show you. So remember I said to you 76A and B. So the one we're looking at is 76A and B. As it currently stands now, the House of Assembly of a state shall make provisions for statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils within the state. So that's where the powers is. Currently, the local government don't have autonomy or financial or administrative autonomy, and that has allowed for the legislative powers that the fraudulent constitution bestowed upon itself to be used to take resources at will from any part of that contraption. So much so, they have the exclusive legislative list whereby the mines and minerals and oil fields in your local government area can be taken over by the federal government, and they don't have to pay you anything, or they will pay you pittance for it. So you now see why this is so important. This is such a fundamental part of our discussion. This is so fundamental. Now you can see why they don't want that bill for local government autonomy, financial and administrative autonomy to pass. Because once that happens, they can no longer dash themselves oil wells. They can no longer give oil wells to people who they want to use to control things. So this is really, really important stuff that we're talking about here. So we will come back and talk about this in Yoruba as well. But please help us share this podcast. We need to reach more and more people. I thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget the words in the song. How long will I go to suffer? Now, you have this information. Nobody's saying don't go to a church or a mosque if you want. But please understand that if you're going to the church and the mosque to solve the problem, that is the wrong way to go about this. The best way to go about it is what we just showed you, which is to go to the institutions that has enslaved you, that has refused to pass the law, and get them to change it. Prayer is a nonsense. It's a wasted effort. It's a wasted effort unless you take the steps. So you need to go to each and every house of assembly you see on here. We need to organize, and we're going to do something to get that going. We need to organize to get each of the house of assembly, get our people to go to each of those house of assemblies and demand that they pass the resolution for financial and administrative autonomy for local government. That is the biggest change that can happen. And from there, we can go towards our referendum, public, transparent referendum with self-determination at its core. So these are all the House of Assemblies that you need to go to, and the governors' houses as well. The respective governors, they all signed up to this. The governors all signed up to it. Let me show you something quickly so you will see. The governors forum signed up to this on the quiet. Look at that. These are governors that rejected it. These are all just some of them. They sent their representatives. That's how they did this in the back room. So that tells you, so you begin to understand that everything that's been done to us is being done by those who are supposed to be serving the people. So I hope that makes sense. I'm really encouraging those of you watching, please share the broadcast. Let's reach more and more people. We really need to ensure that we put a stop to this oppression. And there are things we can do. You've heard me say it. The National Assembly is mentioned within the 1999 fraudulent 1999 Constitution. The state houses of assemblies are mentioned within the fraudulent 1999 Constitution, and that is where we must go. There is no talk of a church or a mosque within that Constitution. So we need to fix the problem where it comes from. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to stop there for now. We are going to, yes, freedom for Biafra. Yes, so freedom for Biafrans and Oduduwa. Yes, absolutely. So please don't forget to go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm just showing you key things so that we understand what needs to be done. We need to all be going to the House of Assemblies in each of our states. We need to be teaching our people about the House of Assembly. They are the House of Assembly, the House, the National and the NAS. They are where they make the laws. So those who make the laws are the people we need to confront. They are the ones making the laws, and they refuse to pass a law that would have improved the lives of millions of people immediately at a stroke of the pen. And that is what we need to understand. So any talk about election is just a way to distract your mind from what is really going on. And they want you to sign up to it, because that way they say, oh, but you voted on it. But you are voting on something that they've already made sure is rendered useless in your hands. So I'm going to stop for now. Yeah. So I want to thank you all so very much for joining me. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to have a little bit of a break. I'm going to come back later on. Like I said, it looks like the system is stable, and we will try and endeavor to bring this back again in later on, and do it in a way that is do another live broadcast. But we're expecting that to be in Yoruba to talk about this as well, and we'll do some more posts. And please do go and like and share Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I hope you have found this of benefit, and do leave comments. Let's hear from you. We know that Facebook are trying to really control what we're doing by bringing the figures down, but we're not going to be deterred, because we speak truth to power. So it doesn't matter if it's only one person, if it's more than that, we don't mind, because what is important is for us to continue to enlighten and awaken our people collectively. We cannot allow for, we must not let them to, demoralize us. They don't have that power. I don't give anybody the power to demoralize me, particularly when I'm working on something that I know I'm passionate about. It is a right course of action, and it's not affecting anybody else other than to awaken our people. And we must continue to do that. We have the power to make the change, but it has to start with our mind, the mind processing, how we process things in our mind, and we must begin to change that. And programs like this is designed to try and awaken our thinking, so that we can start taking the steps in the right way. We've been looking for solutions in the wrong place, looking for solutions in the church and the mosque for a problem created by the House of Assembly and the National Assembly is clearly, it's a crazy idea, one that we have all been doing, and I'm hoping that many of us will wake up and stop that and actually begin to now re-educate through programs like this, to re-educate our mind, to go to the source of the problem, rather than go and look at something else that has nothing to do with the problem, and we're still back to square one, not solving the situation collectively. Our collective effort, our collective strength is formidable. We must use that. We must really blend that together, and we can achieve that. And the House of Assemblies, we must make them understand that what they've done is very, very wrong. And the governors. So I thank you all so much for joining me. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I did share the song, How Long Gonna Go to Suffer? And of course, you're hearing it in the background. The idea is to try and get us to really galvanize ourselves. Praying is okay for time, but the work behind it now is for us to raise the level of awareness. Please indicate, leave a comment if you would like to join us. We are looking to set up some bodies in terms of encouraging our people to go and solve the problem by way of confronting those who passed this bill. So I'm going to be doing some surveys and polls and see to take soundings. And let's hear from you if you want to join this, and particularly if you're on ground, because there are certain things that we need to do. We're not saying to break any law. We're saying within the law you have a right to hold those that are in that constitution to account, because their names are in there. The House of Assembly and they have the National Assembly, the governors, their names are all in there. So I hope you find that beneficial. So freedom for Biafrans and Ojuwas for freedom all. Absolutely, James Friday, I agree with you. So thank you so very much. I'm going to pause right here. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I will be back with further updates later on. I'm going to be doing this one again in Yoruba shortly. Maybe I'll give it a break or something and I'll come back again to do that in Yoruba. But please do share. And also subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. The link is on there. Those of you on Facebook, just go ahead, click the link, subscribe to Citizen AY. I thank you all for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you and bye for now. I'll be back later on. Bye for now.